Obviously, I'm going to chop the video or put them together. I'll try at least. But, I just got kicked out of my other live. It says something about time to take a break. I'm like, what the fuck? Take a break, bitch. I'm not trying to take a break. What is this? So let me just post. I don't know if when I go to the other screen, it like freezes me. So I'll be right back. I'm just going to go post on social media what happened, post a new link. It'll take 2 seconds. I'll be right back. And then I'm going to start with Scorpio. I hope people get in. That's annoying. All right, so we're officially doing Scorpio now. I had to do my little promo, make sure that everybody knew. It's in my story, it's on my Twitter, it's on Threads. I'm gonna be really, really pissed if YouTube doesn't save my video though, because I really want to watch it back. But let's see, Scorpio. We're starting with the Tea Leaf Oracle on what you need to know for this month, for October. All right, they said just the two. Bouquet and ink pot. Bouquet, compliments from an admirer. So I immediately was like, oh, you guys are either going to be given flowers this month, given your flowers, as in given recognition or, again, compliments. And then you have ink pot, problems to be resolved. So I feel like this is going to be coming from someone who previously was not giving you your flowers. Someone who either was, like, failing to show you that they cared, that maybe they just were afraid to show you that they cared. It could be someone that you didn't actually know liked you. Maybe this person is struggling with their own fears or their own blockages, and I feel like they're going to be approaching you, Scorpio, this month. So compliments from an admirer, you could be receiving a gift, you could be receiving flowers, you could be receiving a letter, you could be receiving like a text message or like a long, you know, like note or email where someone, it feels like from your past, or someone you haven't heard from, or someone who just hasn't been transparent with you about how they feel, is going to be finally telling you how they feel, or they could be apologizing, they could be confessing. It feels something like that. And it feels, I just heard poetic with this ink pot. So they could be trying to find the right words and like trying to like get through to you and impress you and show you that they like really thought about it, basically. So interesting, Scorpio. Okay, this could also be you with problems to be resolved. It feels like a call to action to a degree, where it could also be you needing to like spill the ink, like say what you need to say. Maybe you need to write it down. I know sometimes you guys can, I feel like you guys have a hard time expressing your emotions until you're angry at times, or until you're like highly emotional. And so I think this is important to like sit with those emotions and maybe like let them pour out so that you can get clear about them, so that you can address them. Whether they're anger, whether they're love, whether they're longing, whether they're frustration or forgiveness even, you know, it feels like it could be a lot of different things for you guys. So definitely going to be admired this month. Admired this month. It could also be platonic, like people, like with me saying people giving you your flowers. It could be like, say you're a writer, or you do something like you speak or you share insight or something like that. Like you could be gaining recognition for that, or people could be applauding you for that. You could be getting an award for your writing skills or for something that you do. That could also be happening this month. No. Can we get one more card after this? You got perception though. And it's 21. It immediately makes me think of like Sagittarius energy and like potentially learning something. So I feel like you guys are being meant to be a student this month and like not bury your head in the sand, like the opposite of this card, and actually be willing to like hear advice from other people, like take someone else's advice, like recognize or just receive feedback in regards to what you need to work on, or what like where maybe certain blockages are stemming from. That also feels important with this problems to be resolved card. Like, say someone reaches out to you. It could even be like a performance review at work, you know what I mean? Where like the quill, it's like a contract that needs to be signed, and so maybe like with the perception, you burying your head in the sand, maybe there's criticism or maybe there's feedback that you receive. It could be from your loved one, it could be from your boss, it could be from a friend. Hey, I don't feel like you're like showing up for me, or hey, I don't really feel like you've been very present lately. It could be something like that. And the need to like really see where they're coming from and not bury your head in the sand, not avoid, not make it about you or anything like that. There's like a very clear shadow in this card, so it does feel like there's shadow work that is needed. Yeah, that's crazy that I'm picking up on it like this. But yeah, there's shadow. Like, the shadow is very clearly in this picture, and so it does feel like there's a need for shadow work as well. This person is like standing, or this person's not a person, it's like a, I don't even know what that is. It's a, what is this bird? I can't think of what that bird is, but an emu or something, I think. But with it, the bird, like, in it with its head in the sand like that, it feels like it's like the focus is on this singular animal, and so the responsibility falls on them. Their perception is what is impacting this thing, you know what I mean? And so it does feel like your perspective needs to shift. The animal is even black and white, so it feels like your perspective is very black and white, so your perception needs to deepen as well. With it being under the sand, you need to dig under the surface. You need to recognize like where certain things are being like stemming from, why they're contributing to these certain dynamics in your life, or what is contributing. And then service, you need to be of service. This is like exactly what I was thinking of with like the problems to be resolved. It could also be that this other person needs to be of service, but I'm hearing like love languages, because perception and then service, it's like if he wanted to he would kind of energy, or like how someone's showing up for you and why they're not or why they are, you know what I mean? Like what their motivations are and all of that. Like, it feels important. Like, I'm hearing lots of things. I just heard it's the thought that counts, but that's not always how everyone feels, you know what I mean? And so I think it is about getting, like, going back to the bouquet and the gifts and receiving your flowers, needing maybe to recognize what are your love languages versus maybe what are the love languages of the people you're dealing with. How can you start to work toward loving them in their love language, but also learning to express what your love language is so that you can, you know, they can serve you as well. I'm hearing cater to you, but the Tink and what is his name? I can't think of his name right now. That's one of my favorite rappers. I'm just like, my brain's dead. I haven't slept in like 2 days. If you were not here at the beginning, that's why. Walked in smelling like Bon, I'm Anita. Why can't I think of it? 2 Chainz. I can't believe I couldn't think of 2 Chainz for a second. Sorry. But yeah, I'm thinking of the Cater to You version with Tink and 2 Chainz. Listen to that song. And so I feel like, and she's saying like, stay in your bag. I admire how much you work and I admire all the things that you do. And so I think that this is about needing to recognize maybe if there are problems to be resolved, if there does need to be more communication and a connection, if there does need to be more expression or intention or effort. It could be because maybe someone's working really hard. Maybe someone else, like someone needs support. Maybe you feel like you need support and you're not getting it. But maybe the person's not supporting you because they're exhausted, and they feel like you're not supporting them, and maybe they feel like you're entitled. And it's about perception. You know what I mean? It's about how can I show up for this person with in their love languages and vice versa. How can I maybe do small acts of kindness or these gifts, like small gifts or inexpensive things like that are going to show my care and show my intention. So that service is very important. The service dog shows me that like someone here doesn't feel supported, or they don't feel like nurtured, or like the other person's by their side, you know what I mean? So yeah. All right, let's do the next card. Runes for modern life. But communication's important. Something needs to be said. Something needs to get off someone's chest. Something needs to be addressed and needs to be like seen clearly. Stop avoiding or like deflecting. And do the work. A relationship is work. This is about a relationship. All of the other readings were not as much like clearly as like about a romantic relationship. This feels like it is about some kind of romantic relationship. It could also be about like a friendship or something, but it's definitely a partnership or a relationship of some kind. It could even be a business partner where like maybe one person feels like they're doing more than the other person and they don't feel like they're being recognized for their effort, or they're not getting, you know, as much compensation for their effort or something like that, you know? And so it's definitely relational though, definitely based in partnerships. What is the Runes for Modern Life card for Scorpio for October? Ooh, okay. You and this person were meant to meet. You and this person are going to change each other's lives for the better. It is just a matter of time. You and this person may have gone through a lot of cycles together as well. Like it could have felt like there were a lot of ups and downs or delays in your relationship. You got the, this card is the Gibo card. But the Ganesha, like, is so important in this card. The fact that it looks like a celebration. The fact that there's two people exchanging a gift. That Ganesha is already associated with gifts and open roads and opportunity. There's a watch that's obviously very clearly set there for a reason. It shows that the passing of time or the timing is very important. And the same with the fireworks. Fireworks are going to go off at a certain time. It's typically to count down a celebration. And so it feels like it's only a matter of time where these problems are resolved and you realize what the fruit of this connection or the fruit of the labor of this connection is with the service card and all of this. Ink pot problems to be resolved. There's work that's needed to be done on yourselves and like the partnership, but it's going to come with so many blessings. It's going to come with luck and abundance and your life being elevated. And I'm hearing like the upgrade you kind of energy, like who's going to upgrade you when I'm higher than what does he say? How you going to upgrade me when I'm higher than number one? But like, it's two people who really, I think you both also work very hard. I don't know, like, it's not that one person's doing more than the other. Maybe one person's more emotionally available than the other. Maybe one person's love languages are acts of service, where one person is words of affirmation. So they're, when you're showing up for each other, it doesn't hit the same. You know what I mean? And so it just feels like it's not out of a lack of care, but just needing to work on those things and get to a better place of understanding. And that's gonna, but you guys are like assets to each other. You could be a power couple. It could be like a divine partnership where you guys were meant to meet and like change each other's lives, or you have something that's gonna complement them and vice versa. But you help exchange each other, like exchanging gifts with one another is what's going to elevate your life and create like this beautiful abundance that you both can share as well. Both, like, at both parties' hands are on the gift, so it's something that you're meant to share together. It's not something where it's supposed to be tit for tat, or like, well, you did this and I did that, and you're like keeping score with one another. This is about like a joint effort and a union, and you guys like coming together to like mend your, like put your minds together to build something beautiful ultimately. I love that. It makes me really think it could be like a friend turned lover, or like a business partner turned lover, or vice versa. Like lovers who start a business together, and then like all the pressure that comes with that. Like something like that. Literally had a dream of someone handing me a gift. Wow. I love that. Like definitely for you. That's so cool. Something's coming. It definitely feels like a joint partnership, like a mutual effort, but or that it has to be a mutual effort, you know what I mean? With the problems to be resolved and compliments from an admirer. Like I kept going back and forth with you guys, but I think it's because you and this other person are mirroring each other with the perception card, you know what I mean? Yeah, I love it. Okay, so let's do Kipper, and then we'll move on to Sag. What else does Scorpio need to know for the month of October? What else does Scorpio need to know for the month of October? Anything else? Oh, wow. Okay, I'm putting this back. Privileged lady again. I think Cancer's got that, did they? Journey and main female. Interesting. You guys could either be this feminine energy, or you could be dealing with the feminine energy. Someone feels like you don't understand them or vice versa because of your privilege, or like you haven't gone through certain things. You haven't had to deal with certain things, so you couldn't possibly understand everything that they deal with or have had to go through. So it could be one person that came from privilege and another person who did not. It could be one person who had like a higher education and someone who never went to college, but they're trying to start a business together, or they get married or something. And so there's these clashing points of view sometimes where it's like, you just don't understand me, you just don't understand me, but it's not that. You guys are actually meant to come together to create a deeper understanding of the world, you know, around you by like teaching each other, and also like teaching each other more empathy and objectivity. But it feels like there is this like a little bit of like an undertone of like resentment or not feeling understood, or um not feeling like you don't, this person doesn't get everything I deal with and I'm going through and that I struggle with, and you know, they just don't get it. Like that's what it really feels like. It could even feel like this person's at a distance. It could be a physical distance or an emotional distance. So with me saying they just don't get it, it could also be like you feel like someone's burying their head in the sand. You feel like someone's not willing to see your point of view, but it's not that. They just have to work on trying to see your point of view. It's not that they're like actually trying to like be obtuse, you know what I mean? And so it could be that this is a physical distance, like a long distance relationship, or maybe this person can't see certain things for whatever reason. Maybe they aren't in that environment. It could be that this person travels a lot. Maybe they work a lot. And so they're constantly on this journey. They're constantly commuting. They're constantly this and that. And they don't always get to be present. So maybe they aren't able to show up for you in the love languages you need. Or again, vice versa. Definitely someone who could be actively working on like trying to like network or build their business or their credibility or something. So they are of service to a lot of people. It's not just you. And so it also feels like they're already like supporting and standing by a lot of people. They could be like, other people could be already consulting in them. So this burying in the head in the sand energy could be like them being overwhelmed, or, you know, just feeling kind of spread thin, or like, you know, shutting down because they're exhausted or because they don't have much else to give. So that's why being of service both ways is super important. You know what I mean? Like you have to recognize, oh, it's not just about me. How can I show up for this person a little bit more? And how can I understand that like when they're not showing up for me, it's not personal. It's because they're tired or they're this or they're that. And how can we just be a team? How can I be the 80% when they're at 20, when I'm at 20, they can be the 80 kind of thing. So this is friendship, this is lovers, this is coworkers, business partners, all of the above, you know. This also makes me think of Virgo's reading, and you guys got this service card. So it could definitely be like I was saying, that Virgo, you guys had this energy where you and your friend could be like talking about each other or like mad about at something with each other. It was like this energy of like not being on the same page with your friend, but you needing to like recognize you guys were kind of being petty and like not being like willing to be objective, or what's the word, like empathetic, you know what I mean? And so that's kind of what I'm seeing here. But with you Scorpio, it feels a lot more uh having to do with like duty and service, and like I'm not doing these things because I'm spread thin, or I am obligated to show up elsewhere. Whereas Virgo, and like that Virgo reading, it felt more of like um emotional blockages that were preventing people from being able to like empathize with their loved ones or see their loved ones clearly. So yeah, but this journey is this journey card, the 10, it also makes me think of like this relationship is going to continue to build and grow and only grow stronger and more sustainable, and like any time and distance and like, you know, obstacles or detours is only going to help make you guys stronger, and bring you guys more on the same page, bring you guys more together, teach you how to share, you know what I mean? All right. I actually love that. All right, we're moving on, Scorpio. That was for you guys. Let's do Sagittarius now. That was Scorpio for October. All right, Sag for October. Sagittarius for October. That is way too many cards. Okay. Thank you. One more, please. Thank you. All right. So, door. Opportunities are waiting for you, Sag. Definitely like big doors. This makes me think of a vault. Like, you know those big bank vaults, like those private vaults people have? That's what this makes me think of. Or it makes me think of in movies when you are going to those big banks or private offices and like they open the double doors and you go into this dude's, like this executive's office, you know what I mean? So it feels like you are going to be connecting with some big ballers, like people who have money, investors. You're very welcome, of course. And so this is good. You know what I mean? Like there's going to be some kind of announcement. Maybe you guys are releasing a business or a product, or you're going to be doing something like big time because you have bell here. And this looks like the bell feels like it's connected to a well right here. Like I see this well and then it's this bell. And I don't know if like I'm like misinterpreting it, but or like that's not what this is, because I don't know why a bell would be connected to a well like that, but that's what it looks like, you know? And so it makes me think of like a reserve, like a reserve of abundance or opportunity, you know? And that's what the vault makes me think of as well. So I definitely think it's relevant that I saw in my head a well, because it makes me think of something that can hold a lot of something, a lot of a resource, a lot of something that someone needs. And so you're getting an opportunity. There's going to be an announcement. It's like you are being chosen for something. Maybe you get a grant. Maybe you get, you know, something like that. You could be launching something and it ends up being very successful. It could be even super successful overnight kind of thing. If it's a service, it makes me think of a service bell, like ding ding, like asking for something. And so it could be like a influx of clients, like an inpour. With you guys being ruled by Jupiter, it does make me think of like expansion, but like I'm seeing like a sudden influx of something, you know what I mean? Suddenly getting a big lump sum of money overnight or something like that. And it allows you to be able to like bring together something that you've been wanting to launch or create or announce or cultivate or distribute, you know what I mean? And so I like that for you guys, Sagittarius. What else? What's next? Let's do Animal Apothecary next. You guys got abundance as well. I can't remember at this point who just got that card. Okay, we'll put those back in. We'll do that one. It was, I don't even know, Cancer, I think, if I can't remember. Abundance. Also very Jupiter energy. Even this whale. I was saying earlier that this looks like a vortex to me, and it looks like this like this shift in energy, and this person's coming out of the vortex completely like transformed. And so I really feel like this is like helping you guys like quantum leap, you know what I mean? Like that's what it feels like a complete transformation of your life, a complete like level up ultimately, you know? And then I love the cards that came with it, because you have Claim Your Power and See Beyond the Past. So it shows that opportunities are waiting for you, and you have this announcement and you have this abundance coming into your life, and you're being told to claim your power, because maybe like past failures or setbacks or things that didn't work out, like say you did get an investment in the past and then it was revoked, or someone scammed you or screwed you over or whatever. Like it almost does feel like this could be tied to scarcity mindset. Even the idea of like the vault and the well, like it feels like that those resources being highly protected and hard to attain. And so it does feel like needing to like not be so fearful in these opportunities that are waiting for you, that are coming your way, recognizing that you've grown and that this abundance is here to stay moving forward. It's not going to like be taken from you, and to claim your power in the sense that like release scarcity mindset, trust that you will be able to maintain this time. and go for it. You know what I mean? Like, launch this thing. It really does feel like you're meant to launch something. Like, you have an idea that you want to go for, or like you're going to invest in something or do something or make a very large purchase, and it feels like you can trust that it's going to work out and it's going to benefit you. So I love that, Sagittarius. Don't be afraid to do it. I feel like in the past, you guys have always like had to go without or never had enough of what you needed. And then when you did have it and then you invested in something and it didn't work out, it was like, I could have used that for this instead. And so maybe you have that scarcity mindset now where you're like being a bit more conservative, but you're actually being told like to take risks or to take a risk at this point, at this time. Runes for Modern Life deck. Everyone is getting this card. It's so like full moon and Aries coded at this point. I think multiple, like 2-3 other people got it. The Iwas card, it's very much about like self-identity, invention or rebranding. And I see that with the Aries card, but what I keep telling, or Aries card, with the Aries full moon coming up in 2 days on the 6th. What I keep telling everyone is this card is also about like the full moon being about release, purging, closure, cycles ending. This person cut their hair, but then they added to it by dyeing it. So they like changed it in some way, but the dye is an additive, whereas the cutting is like the purging, the releasing. And so it does feel like this person is saying, what do I need to let go of? You know, what's stagnant, or like, you know, these dead ends, or, you know, these things that are like holding me down or like no longer working for me, but also how can I like spruce up what is working for me? How can I elevate these things? How can I call attention to the things? Like maybe she dyed her hair because she has really nice hair, or she has a real good hairline or whatever, or maybe she has real rosy, naturally blushy cheeks, so she wanted to dye her hair pink to naturally accentuate her skin. It's like something like that. What can you do to, you know, like make your, like elevate what you already have going for you? You know what I mean? That is also what's going to help you like maintain your success, maintain your wealth, maintain what you already have. It's always about, it's like about being resourceful, or always thinking about how you can refine. You know what I mean? Refine through removal and addition. And so it's interesting, but it definitely makes me think of like a skill you have. How can you bring more attention to, if you want to be a singer or vocal coach or something, how can you bring more attention to your voice? What can you start posting that's creatively kind of sharing your voice, ASMR or this or that, or, you know, like coming up with more like creative ways to like highlight yourself, to claim your power, to show people what you're capable of, to like bring attention to yourself in, you know, ways that actually feel like natural and comfortable to you. Because in the past, this is like the ugly duckling or like the swan, you know, and it feels like feeling underestimated, feeling you know, judged, or like people didn't like counted you out in the past. It could have even been that maybe you didn't come from much money. Maybe you, like I said, experienced a major loss with the cutting of the hair. It also does feel like that those things needed to be released. You needed to let them go. And so that false sense of abundance that you had to let go of previously is why what's coming now is going to be able to be maintained, because you've been able to learn, like you've like outgrown the scarcity mindset of the past, and you're now claiming your power and recognizing how to like preserve your well, you know what I mean? And that you are your own resource as well. With this person like looking in the mirror, that like when you utilize your own power, and when you claim your power, and when you stand up for yourself, and when you don't let people's perception of you impact who you're gonna show up as and all of that, you know? Because like I feel like this abundant, or this like vortex around this person is showing that like they are able to like create whatever that they need to create. And so when you recognize that it's all within you, you'll be fine. What I kept saying earlier to the other signs that got it was a quote from Lotto from Rhythm and Flow season 2, and she kept telling all the rappers and the artists, like, it's in you, not on you. Like, it's not what you're wearing, it's not your swag, it's like who you are, and like the energy, you know, that emanates from you. And that's it. That's what your power is, and that's what you are needing, and that's what your abundance is, and that's what you guys are needing to recognize this month, Sagittarius. Even more so than you already do, because what I'm hearing is like you already know these things. Like, you're already typically, I won't say you're always confident, but I feel like Sagittarius are very gregarious, very self-assured people for the most part, and at least the ones I know. And so I do feel like this is just about recognizing, like, to not hold yourself back, or to not let those little like thoughts of scarcity or self-doubt get in your head, or to let obstacles or setbacks or those little downfalls that have happened make you feel like it's over for you, or like you can't come back from it. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm hearing. The last card's going to be from the Kipper Oracle, and then we'll move on to Capricorn. Bad health. Yeah. Okay, I want one more card to clarify. Virgo got this card, and I was like, Virgo, this is your card. So, yeah, Sagittarius being square Virgo, it makes sense that you guys also got this card. Can I get one more card, please, for Sagittarius? They're like, no. It's making me think of mental health, and that the situation from the past is contributing to your negative health. It's not making me think physical so much. It's making me think of the perception, you know, like this needing to see beyond the past. It could also be that, like, your mental health is contributing to your physical health. Like, maybe you're not taking care of yourself as much. So that Iwa's card, it's in you, not on you. Like, maybe you need to make a physical change to feel more empowered, to feel better, to like align how you look with how you want to feel. You know what I mean? That could also help you. No, another card's not coming out, so it's just definitely a warning to take care of your health, especially because these opportunities are waiting for you, especially because you're being encouraged to like go forth with something. Like, you have an idea, or like this business or this announcement or this like thing, this launch that I kept talking about earlier. It could even be a launch of a brand or something, you know what I mean? It just feels like you're being told, like, this is meant to happen for you, but you need to address like the little, what I hear is it's like energy leakages. Like, it could be other people, like things people said to you in the past, maybe something like an old lover said, or an old friend, or, you know, it's like those like intrusive thoughts and like those subconscious things that you need to like purge with this full moon in Aries. And then remember, like, it's in me, not on me. Aries is also about the body, and so it's like taking care of myself. How can I start nurturing myself from within to like start showing up as the person who is powerful enough and confident enough and self-assured enough to not let those little things get to me, so that I can just keep moving forward and keep my head high and be focused on like continuing to grow my wealth or build my businesses, or, you know, level up and expand. So yeah, bad health is super, super, super important. Like, all the things that are contributing to your bad health, start addressing them one by one, you know? Because what the See Beyond the Past card feels like too is not continuing to like you're supposed to be transmuting. So you don't want to keep like falling back into old patterns because you're not fully confident or self-assured, because like something happens and it triggers you, and then you start falling into those old coping mechanisms or those old mentalities, you know? So you have to, like, before you can fully move forward with these opportunities that are waiting for you, or with this announcement, you have to like really get your health in order, mentally, physically. All right, Capricorn is going to be next. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, South Node. I miss doing stuff like this, guys. It was so, like, obviously, I won't even get into that right now. I will talk about that over time, but everything I've gone through over the past couple years was rough. The past year specifically. But I miss doing readings, live readings and stuff. Let's do Capricorn. Oh, yeah, actually, they're telling me to shuffle one side at a time. I'm definitely getting tired now. If you are just getting here, I was telling everyone I felt called to do this because earlier I couldn't sleep. Like last night I couldn't sleep, and so I was like laying in bed early this morning, and Spirit was like, maybe you need to do this message. And I like mid-reading, I was like, oh wait, maybe I was so like wired and had all this energy because I had it, I needed to release it, you know? And because I'm channeling. So yeah, now I'm getting real sleepy. Capricorn. I like that certain, like, only for certain signs the same cards came up. Who got this card? I can't even remember, but I was singing the freaking Frosted Flakes song earlier. Frosted Flakes are more than good. They're great. And I'm also hearing the Folgers song again. I was like, what? Like, why? Because I was hearing the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. What sign was that for? It might have been Cancer or something. I can't remember right now, but I was telling them that it felt like morning routine and like how you start your day and like wake up is really important because the card says doing something risky and taking a chance. And so thanks for showing up. Absolutely, Alexis. Thank you for being here. Doing something risky or taking a chance. But like the tiger card immediately made me think of Tony the Tiger for some reason, and made me think of like how you start your day, like even like the nutritional value of cereal. And I know there's none, but they used to like make kids feel like, oh, this is gonna make you so strong, you know what I mean? And so it makes me think of like needing to do those things that are gonna help to like get you stronger mentally, physically, spiritually, so that you can start your day with more momentum, so that you can feel more confident to take certain risks and to like put yourself out there more, you know? I feel like the energy is like almost like hesitation. And so like there's a need for you to like start gearing yourself up. Even I was just watching this video, and I don't know why I'm channeling this, but I was called to like look into it later because this girl was doing this thing with this bar in the gym, like one of the really light bars, but she kept like flipping it and like grabbing it really fast. And I was like, what is she doing on this video? And she said that it was to help quicken her nervous system. So when you have trauma or things that happen, it slows down your nervous system, or your nervous system gets stuck. And I think that that is to help you respond quicker and to get out of that like flight mode, you know what I mean? Like that fight or flight mode. It's to help you to like respond and to get in the flow of things ultimately. And I was like, I think I should probably look into that. And so that to me feels like something maybe you guys need to do, like helped to like reactivate your nervous system or get out of like that hesitation mode. Or like maybe you start your day and you immediately like wake up and smoke weed, or maybe you immediately get out your phone or something like that. It feels like there's a need to like recognize how that affects your mind. Maybe the foods you're eating, like do you not eat breakfast? There's plenty of people who start their day and they immediately go and drink a Red Bull or drink coffee on an empty stomach, you know what I mean? It feels like those are the things that you need to be mindful of, Capricorn, so that you can start feeling more energized and more in control of your energy levels throughout the day. I want to do one more card though. Oh shit. That's like 7 cards. No, sorry, 1 second. Capricorn, one more card, please. They're telling me to switch to the other side of this deck. This deck is so big that it's like, I have to break it up. All right, Capricorn, what else? Take care of yourself, get your momentum back, get your energy levels right, and you have Club. Someone will try to make you do something against your will. Yeah, so this doing something risky, taking a chance, it feels almost like you need to do this because otherwise you're going to be having to like work for someone else or follow someone else's rules. I said this in one of my like random videos that I posted. It was in the caption, and I said like, if you don't like come up with what you want, you're always going to have to be living by someone else's standards. And that is what your message is, Capricorn. If you don't build your legacy, if you don't build your like standards and what you want out of your life and start to like show up for yourself every day, you're gonna keep having to show up for other people every day. and you're going to have to keep listening to other people's orders and what other people tell you is the right way to live or to do things, like how, you know, show up to work and the hours you're meant to work and what's respectable, and, you know, you have to live up to their standard and not your own. And so right now it feels like you need to recognize, once you take control of your life, then you don't have to answer to other people. I was telling someone else that, I think it was Gemini, they got the whole message of like fuck you money and things like that, but it feels like you no longer wanting to have to like be subjected to doing things a certain way because you're dependent on another person, whether it is financially, whether it is for a job, whether it is for housing or something. It feels like you're like, you know what, F this, like I'm done. Like it's like you're gonna finally like fight back almost. And so that's what this tiger card is. I also am hearing earning your stripes. And so it does feel like you stepping up and like gaining additional credibility, or people recognizing they can't mess with you or something because you finally like bite back or fight back, you know? Yeah, I love that. Okay, Animal Apothecary. Let's do just one card from the Animal Apothecary. This is going to be for Capricorn. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, and South Node. For Capricorn. Nourishment while waiting. Yeah, okay. So, you need nourishment. This is a 5. I'm hearing creativity. You need, like, creative freedom. You need to be able to, like, do what you want. So, like I said, instead of having to do something that other people are telling you to do and what they want you to do, you need to find a creative outlet. So some of you guys might work. Maybe you go to work as well and you're like, I wish I had more creative freedom here, or I wish I could do this more, or I wish I could have more fun or something. And it's like you feel that way because you're not having any fun in your own life, or because you're not allowing yourself to be creative in your own life. And so it feels like if you had more of that work-life balance, maybe you wouldn't actually be so miserable, or maybe you wouldn't actually be like constantly waiting for your life to start or waiting for the next best thing, like next good thing to happen, you know what I mean? So doing something risky, taking a chance, it feels like you need to stop playing it so safe, and that's what's going to help you to feel more nourished while you're waiting for certain things to work out for you. You know what I mean? The more that you put yourself out there, try little things, different niche hobbies, or, you know, just making like a bucket list even. Like, I feel like people don't make bucket lists anymore. There's all these other things people start making, all these new trends and, you know, that happen on social media, but just make a bucket list, you know? What are you trying to accomplish? What little things are going to make you feel like, wow, I am so grateful I got to experience that before I died. Even something small, you know what I mean? I want to try this cuisine. I want to try to make this thing. I want to go and ask something so-and-so about their life story. I want to interview an astronaut. I don't know. I'm just making things up. But, you know, it feels like adding more excitement into your life by just doing random things. It's not even just something risky. It's something out of your comfort zone. And that is going to help you to do more things that are out of your comfort zone. And it's going to help you say, oh, wait, I can take back control of my life because these things aren't actually that scary. So I'm going to go do this instead of doing this boring shit that other people keep expecting me to do for their sake, because it's not benefiting me and it's also not feeding me spiritually. These other things are going to be feeding you spiritually, like these side quests and adventures, you know? That's what it feels like you're meant to explore right now. Let's see. Anything else from this deck, Spirit? For Capricorn. For Capricorn. Anything else Capricorn needs to hear right now? From this Animal Apothecary deck. Okay. I think someone else got that card. I can't think right now. I've done all the signs at this point, so I'm like, I don't know, but I know I got this earlier. Immense growth. Who got that? It was just recently. Because I was doing the vulture reference. I'm hearing like innocent, or why am I hearing it like that? Because I'm seeing like this little baby bird versus the vulture. So I'm hearing like an innocence, like you need more life experience. I think that's what it is. Like the person trying to make you do something against your will is the vulture, whereas you're this little baby bird, like waiting for your life to begin, waiting to get your wings, waiting to be able to fly off on your own. And they're like, do it, go leap, you're ready, like you're ready. And you keep like, this vulture's about to eat your ass, you know what I mean? Like that's what it feels like. And you're like, but I'm baby. And it's like, yeah, but baby has to fly at some point. And so you have to go off and do those things. And that's going to contribute to so much immense growth. And one day you will be the vulture and you will realize, oh, the vulture is actually not scary. The vulture is just doing what they need to do to survive. The vulture is just a part of the circle of life. And we all have a role and we all have to step into that role and act. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of the vibe that you're getting. It's like this full circle that will eventually happen, but right now you're still at the beginning stages and you're being required to like put yourself out there. Even like the tiger seems kind of scary and intimidating, you know what I mean? Aggressive, but they are doing what needs to be done to survive. And so that is what you also need to be doing. But it can be fun and it can be exciting and it's gonna like add so much value and nourishment to your life, but you have to stop like waiting. And it makes me think of like nourishment while waiting, like a little bird waiting for their mom to come back to feed them, or for someone to give them the advice that they need, or the push that they need, or the sustenance that they need, rather than being able to fly off and go seek it out themselves. So it's time for you to go seek it out yourself. That's what the vulture is literally always doing, flying around by itself looking for food. And so very interesting. Very interesting. I don't know why they only like dead shit for real, but that's the part that like throws me off. But you know, let's see. We're doing runes for modern life next for Capricorn. Traveling. Yeah. That makes sense. I feel like the spreading your wings, the taking off, the flying away, like, is literally about actual traveling. And, like, me saying, like, the vulture is constantly traveling around, seeking, like, sustenance. It feels like you guys are constantly, you're supposed to be on the move. Like, maybe you're supposed to be nomads. That's what this feel like. I feel like some of you guys might even, especially because you're so, like, traditionally associated with, like, structure and stability and foundations, Capricorn, maybe that's something that's coming up for you guys. You guys are needing, especially with Jupiter opposite your sign, like Jupiter in Cancer right now, and Jupiter does well in Cancer, by the way. So it could actually be telling you to like lean into that Cancer, that moon type energy where you're more fluid and in flow, you know, because I feel like this plane and this person taking the pictures and they have this fun outfit and they have all these stamps and they look like they're entering like a tarmac, which typically happens on like an international flight like that. They're like traveling, they're jet setting, you know what I mean? So it feels like someone who is definitely like gaining world experience, definitely like leaving behind like their nest, you know, like their home, and going off and seeking that like independence by like flying around and traveling around. So maybe you're supposed to like make the next, like some, also let me backtrack a little bit. Someone will try to make you do something against your will. This feels like it could be like a lifestyle or a career path, like a parent, like you need to go get this job, or you need to do this to be responsible and whatever. Or even say like government wise, like everything that's happening, it could be like, oh, like most people would expect you to like go find a safe job or whatever. And you're over here like, I'm about to go travel the world, F this. And it feels like you want to do it. Everything in your spirit is calling you to do it. Or maybe, oh, I should go move here. It would then make it be easier for me to travel to all these places. It would be cheaper. You know, you're thinking of like doing something like that. Maybe I should go and get like a study travel thing, or like go volunteer somewhere. Like that's what the vibe is, because it feels like you're supposed to gain life experience like by living in the moment and like having to think on your toes, you know what I mean? And having to like be in survival mode, but not in a toxic negative way, in the sense that like you're gaining survival skills because you're maybe having to learn different languages and you're trying different cuisines and you have to be alert and you're on different train systems, and you know what I mean, like you have to navigate these things. So that's what I see for you, Capricorn. I think in the next year or two you guys should definitely try to like structure your life to travel more. I feel like this is like not a warning, but like a push too, because like with me saying this little bird like kind of needs a push, but it needs to push itself. It makes me think of you've been hesitating to do it, and you don't want to hesitate to do it to the point where you won't be able to do it anymore. And so or like it makes me think of like a Stockholm syndrome, where like you one, I'm thinking of the government, and like again someone will try to make you do something against your will, like being like a travel ban or something like that, and so doing it now while you still can, but also like while you're motivated to do it. It's like before you hesitate, because you have that do something risky, take a chance. So if you have the resources, go book the flight now, girl. What are you doing? Or boy, or they, or whoever you are, what are you doing? But if not, you know, then like take the time, plan, save, whatever. But I think that you might have been hesitating or like wondering, can I do it? Am I actually going to be able to make this work? Yes, you will be able to make it work. You are highly protected, and you're going to find like your home or your soul tribe or your people or family or even like surrogate parents kind of thing, like when you travel. Like you're going to meet elders, or you're going to meet older people, or you're going to meet, you know, people who are going to be able to like take you under their wing and teach you about their culture, or teach you about that side of the world, or whatever, you know what I mean, and guide you. And you're going to learn so much so quickly if you were to travel. So that's why traveling is connected to like your purpose and your path right now. Modern or not modern runes, we just did that. Kipper deck, and then we'll move on to Aquarius. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, and South Node. What do they need to hear from the Kipper deck? What's impacting the situation, Spirit? Everyone is getting the Privileged Lady card. It's such a, I think it's like a Libra season card at this point. Everyone's getting it. Sudden wealth! Woo! Yes, Capricorn. We love that. I had to scream for you. Like, that was so genuinely. Because what? You got sudden wealth. Luck. Literally things like you getting the luck of the draw. This is like the casino card. So this is like you being at the right place at the right time. I was telling someone else with this travel card. Who else got the card? I was telling whoever else got the travel card earlier that there's this influencer that I follow. I love her. I think it's Sarah Guerrero or something her name is. I think it is Sarah. Is that her name? I hope I'm not making that shit up. But anyway, this really, really lovely girl, she decided to like pack up her life in LA and like sell everything and then move to Thailand, and then she's been traveling around ever since. She basically said that ever since she did that, over the past few years, she has met her soul tribe like tenfold, because she feels like the frequency connection between the people, like them being exactly at the same place at the same time, makes her able to find those people that she relates to so much more, you know? And so that's what I'm seeing for you with the sudden wealth, is like, and even the Privileged Lady, it's like the synchronicities are going to be synchronizing. Like things are going to be clicking into place for you. It's going to be like a right place, right time kind of energy for you, Capricorn, once you start doing that. The sudden wealth is 11 as well. So it feels like maybe you have to like leave America to make more money. Maybe you like to feel more abundant even. Maybe it's not just about money, but it could just feel like you suddenly feel more wealthy. You feel more like at peace or comfortable or safe or whatever. It could be like a mixture of those things. But that's what I'm feeling with like this nourishment and this little baby bird waiting in the nest. It's a 5 as well, so it's about creation or like fertility, like what you need in order to grow, you know what I mean? And so it really does feel like you traveling to another country could like help spark something within you, or teach you like what you actually need, like what you need to sustain like your vision, your gifts, your happiness, your finances, like different things. Like you could move to a different country. Like when I went to Italy for my birthday this summer, I like my whole brain shifted. Like I feel like I came back and was like, why do I like we eat such terrible foods? Oh my gosh, like I don't move my body enough. Like I like everything that I did in Italy, because it was like the norm. I was like, I don't do this in America. I'm so conditioned. Oh my gosh, like I have to love myself. I have to go back and treat myself like I actually give a fuck because the government won't remind me to do it. You know, people aren't doing it. Everyone's programmed. And so I really had to start realizing like, oh my gosh. And like, I can say it sounds corny, you know, like so many people say like, oh, I traveled and it changed everything for me, but it's true. And that like, even when, like I said to that same group earlier, whoever got that travel card, I said that like that's why astrocartography has gotten so popular, because people are trying to like break free of these paradigms and break free of this social conditioning and this mental conditioning. And the only way we're going to do that is to travel or to move somewhere else or to live amongst different cultures and environments, you know? And so, yeah, I think that's what's really going to help grow our frontal cortex more than ever. And so, yeah, privileged lady, that's what's going to help open doors for you. That's going to help like almost increase your natural abundance and your ability to manifest is by traveling. And like what did I say earlier? The like with the like reactivating your nervous system. Did I say that to you guys or was it another sign? But yeah, like the whole muscle memory thing that I was trying to talk about, and like doing the reactivating your nervous system, because sometimes your nervous system slows down. And I think when that happens as well, like when we have trauma and when we have like certain things that happen and now we're holding on to all of that energy, it's creating blockages in our life. So we have to travel and we have to, like, it's like quantum leaping, you know, and we have to shift our energy. Like movement inspires movement. So I think that that is what's really going to help you guys to like align with align your life and your mind with what you need to create the abundance. So I think that that's beautiful. Oh no, here my dad starts. He got quiet all of a sudden, but someone, I don't even know if it was my dad, but someone started blasting music. I'm like, please let me finish. I have 2 more signs. 2 more. Aquarius. We're doing Aquarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, South Node. What do you need to know for October? What does Aquarius need to know for October? What does Aquarius need to know for October? Feel free to comment, guys, if you're in here. Let me know. Thank you for being here for sure. I think this is like the most people who have consistently been in here at once, which is wild. But I'm also really grateful and I'm excited. I was called by Spirit to do this message, and now I understand why, because Spirit is yapping. All these things are coming out very clear, very concise. So, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, South Node. You guys got Grasshopper and Heart. Grasshopper says situations in the balance that require careful handling. Without even looking at the heart card and seeing what it says, I'm hearing like balance, head versus heart. So that's what's needing to be brought into the balance, a situation that might require you to balance head versus heart, like your logic with your emotions, and like needing to maybe be empathetic but also be discerning, you know? So situations in the balance that require careful handling, the grasshopper. There's also with like young grasshopper and things like that, experience or wisdom that feels like it's coming into play that you need to like utilize in order to properly handle the situation or properly address the situation. Because heart says love, deep affection, and caring. This is giving like kind of like how Scorpio got a very romantic or partnership centered message. I feel like this is the same for you guys, Aquarius. This is about healing your relationships and how you can build more intimacy in your life. Aquarius, you guys are kind of known for like sometimes having a hard time opening up emotionally, but you guys are extremely emotional people and extremely deep people, you know? And so I think it's important for you to like learn to express that more fluidly with the people in your life. And that is what you're being called to do this Libra season. Libra season being ruled by Venus, being all about partnerships and relationships and romance and harmony. I think that you guys might even be like, what's the word, like missing out on certain opportunities to receive love or to receive nurturing, but it's because you guys are like holding back, or you have a wall up, or there could even be some defensiveness there. I think that's what I was telling Scorpio at one point, that there was a need for like no, was it Scorpio? A sign where it was like more compassion, like, you know, more